Crimson Trace announces Link, the world's first wireless laser and white light system, combining a green laser and 300 lumen light with instinctive activation for AR-type rifles. Link, smart, simple, secure. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Hey y'all, it's Tom Gresham's Gun Talk. Oh, look out, we're smoking.
And we are back. Tom Gresham here. Glad you could be with us. 866-TALK-GUN is the number if you want to reach us, or just dial Tom Talk Gun. A lot of things going on. Let's see here. Some good gun laws got shut down in Louisiana. We'll talk a little bit about that. And what happens to a legislator who tells you he's going to vote with you, and then when the vote comes, betrays you and flips and votes on the anti-gun side. Interesting. Pennsylvania Supreme Court has ruled that stop and frisk for firearms is unconstitutional. You can't just stop someone because they have a gun and do a frisk of them because, hey, you know what? There's nothing illegal about having a gun. We'll talk a little bit about that as we go along. A lot of things going on, and you can be a part of it. 866-TALK-GUN will certainly get you in here. Don't forget to check us out at guntalk.com and get the Gun Dealio app for your smartphone. Save you a bunch of money. Find out about good deals. All right, imagine, if you will, an NFL quarterback wins the Super Bowl and then wins the Super Bowl again 26 years later. Oh, wow. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Well, that just happened in the shooting world. Joining me right now, Bruce Piatt, one of our good buddies, long time friend, coming back from an incredible success. Hey, Bruce, how are you, sir?
I'm good, Tom. Good to be back on Gun Talk.
It is great to have you here. Now, the Bianchi Cup is like the Super Bowl for a lot of shooters. There's 136 shooters at this last one from 9 different countries. People come from all over the world to shoot the Bianchi Cup. Looks like you won your first one when?
1993. Yeah.
That's a long time ago, friend.
Yeah, when I start thinking of the numbers, it makes me feel old. But yeah, that was a while ago.
And then you win it this year after a 10-year break from winning, and then you come back. I mean, that's got to be incredible feeling.
Yeah, not only the 10-year gap. Last year I had to miss the match, so I had my shoulder reconstructed last year, and we tried to schedule it so that I would be able to shoot the match, and it just didn't work out. The rehab took longer than it was. So fresh off the recovery, 10 years gap, went back to shooting, and everything started working right. In April, I was down in Louisiana, down by
the Crawfish Cup.
Yeah, the Crawfish Cup. I won that with an awesome X count. Had 181 X's there. Drove out in May, getting ready for the Bianchi Cup. I drove out to Columbia, spent a day or two practice there, and then drove to Kansas City for the Flagler Cup, which is a regional Bianchi Cup style match. Dropped one little shot there, so I came in second there. Still had a good X count, 182, I think there. Yep, but 1918. And then went back to Columbia, Missouri, and shot the Bianchi Cup on Thursday and Friday. Everything worked out well there. Still on fire. I shot really good. I was actually scheduled up early in the queue. So I had Carl Bronowski and I shot in the morning hours, and we both shot perfect scores. He shot a 175X. I had a 179. So we were in a clubhouse waiting for the other people to shoot. And so a little interesting story. I went into the clubhouse, and they had the cups displayed there. And I don't know if you saw the picture. This year's cup is a little bigger than normal. And as soon as I saw it, I go, oh, I want that one. So I had to wait to normal. You know, I had to sit and wait for other people to finish up that had the potential to win. And sure enough, they dropped to the side one by one. Adam Sokolowski from the Army Marksmanship Unit still did a perfect score. So he was second. Carl Bronowski was third with an also up 1920. I beat them all on X counts. Yeah, and it feels really good to win that.
I gotta ask you a question here.
Yep.
You got Carl Bronowski. who's been around
Yeah.
since John M. Browning invented the AR-15. All right, all you people on the internet, stop. I'm joking, okay? Don't send me those notes, okay? But how is it in shooting, guys who, I mean, I'm not saying you're old, but you're approaching 60 at this point,
Yep.
and Bronowski is in that same category. How is it that you can shoot competitively that long?
Hey, as long as you maintain your eyesight, which they have, thank God for ophthalmologists and good glasses.
Yeah.
It's all about pulling the trigger. Really, it's not much more than that. The Bianchi Cup is it's a mix of speed and accuracy, but it's more geared towards accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
If you can squeeze the trigger right and withstand the pressure.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's a mental game.
At our level, yes. Tom, we can go to all the regionals we want and post great scores. It doesn't stack up to being out there at the Bianchi Cup, Columbia, Missouri. You know it's on the line, and usually if you're in the contention, the moving target is your last event, the hardest event,
mm-hmm.
and all eyes are on you. You got 3 or 4 camera crews behind you. Yeah, the crowd's behind you. The camera crews are watching you. The photographers are clicking pictures as you're shooting. And it's a matter of, like I said, squeezing the trigger, and you hit it right. It's mental management at the same time.
At that moment, you're at the center of the universe for shooting, and the crowd is around you, and people are moving, and things are going on, and you're aware of it back then. How do you shut it off and just get on the sights and do your job? How do you do that?
Well, there's a lot of people have asked that question. Everybody's got their own little tricks. I try to just put it out of my head. It's between me and the targets. It's about my own personal best. I always want to go out there and do as best I can. And I know it's managing my own stress. So if you can keep your stress level down the entire time, not let it get the best of you. Everybody gets nervous. I don't care who they are. Mm-hmm. Your hands are going to shake a little bit, but luckily I don't see it in my gun sights. I try to just block it out. Simple as that. It's, I try to take myself away from the match sometimes and just stand there and shoot. Every once in a while, I'll say stupid things to myself, but it might sound stupid to me. I don't want to talk to myself when I'm shooting, but I'll say it's just like practice. Just shoot. That's all I tell myself. Just shoot. So
okay, for those who don't know, you also you got products that you've designed that you put out there. You do these 1911 build classes that are wonderful that you can train with you on that. They ought to go to your website. It's Bruce Piatt. It's Piatt, BrucePiatt.com. Let me ask you a question now.
Sure.
Now, you're retired from law enforcement, more than 2 decades of law enforcement, SWAT team, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of not law enforcement, although maybe law enforcement too, but those of us who are concealed carry guys, defensive gun, does competition help whether you're in law enforcement or as a self-defense person? Is that something that people ought to consider at some level trying?
Oh, I think so. It's, first of all, self-defense shooting, it's very, very difficult to duplicate the stress you're going to be under when that happens. Mm-hmm. So going out to the range by yourself and shooting, or just with a couple buddies, you can shoot all you want. You're never going to replicate that stress. But if you go to competition, there's a little bit of stress involved, and some of them are quite physical. If you go shoot a USPSA match or an IDPA match, we're actually moving and shooting. Sure, you're inducing some stress, so it'll help. It'll help manage the stress. And Tom, like I said before, the Bianchi Cup is nothing but pure marksmanship. So if there's any doubt that you can make a shot, shooting in competition, right off the bat you can make that shot. You just have to apply the basics. You just got to get your mind in the right frame and execute.
And I go all the way back to, and I know you know the name, Ed Cirillo, where he put together this special team in New York City, but he made it up of competition shooters who were police officers because they needed to be able to shoot under stress. Right.
So what other way can you duplicate that unless you're a veteran of gunfights? And let's face it, there's not a lot of those in law enforcement. Mm-hmm. So competition. So those guys, you can make the shots, and you can do it under pressure. Well, that sounds good to me.
All right, let me ask you the obvious question that everybody asks you, and there's no answer to it, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. How long are you going to keep shooting, man?
As long as I can walk out to the line, Tom, in competition, and then I'll probably still shoot at my house. I just love it. It's been part of my life since I can remember when I was a little kid. My dad taking me out shooting. So yeah, it's not what I do; it's who I am.
There it is. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I go all the way back to Sportsman Team Challenge and all this. I mean, Lord, we've been talking about shooting for, what do you figure, 30 years?
Yeah.
The two of us?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a way of life. It's just what we do. I wouldn't, some people are golfers their entire life. You and I are shooters our entire life.
That's just what it is. That's right. Yeah. It wouldn't be the same. Well, congratulations. This is a phenomenal win. Your 6th Bianchi Cup over a 26-year period after a 10-year break. That is incredible. I mean, I just wish you tons of luck, and I know you're having more fun than a guy ought to have.
Should be illegal, but luckily it's not. So, thank you, Tom. I appreciate the kind words.
All right. Take care, Bruce. I appreciate it so much. Check him out at brucepiatt.com. Okay, we're open lines now. What do you want to talk about? What are you carrying? Are you thinking about changing? I just ordered another gun. Oh, my God, I'm crazy. Let's see. Ordered a 6.5 because I wanted an old-style bolt action. So, yeah, I got one of those. Let's see. SIG just revealed that they have a 15-round mag for the P365. Would you carry that? How many is enough rounds for your defensive gun? 7, 8, 10, 12, 15? What do you think you ought to have in your everyday carry gun? 866-TALK-GUN. Tom Gresham here.
Are you looking for a place to shoot? The National Shooting Sports Foundation has a great website called wheretoshoot.org. It's the largest database of shooting ranges on the internet. It's also a great resource for shooters where you can find video tips, printable targets, and a lot more. Find it online at wheretoshoot.org. And while you're there, download their free iPhone app. That's wheretoshoot.org.
This land, once wild and free, fades now from our memory. But I remember what it was like, what we were like, what we are capable of when we band together. Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. These natural wonders are where waterfowl begin their cycle of life, where the deer and the antelope play, and where we, the people, gather together to see and share what makes the outdoors so great. The time is now to band together with organizations like Ducks Unlimited. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. shopguntalk.com.
Designed to be the ultimate choice in concealed carry pistols, Kimber's striker-fired Evo SP features an innovative grip system that eliminates hardware on the grip surface, a magazine release for right or left-handed shooters, all-metal construction for reduced muzzle rise, and ledged night sights for single-hand manipulations. Kimber's Evo SP is the ideal choice for shooters that demand a feature-packed, compact-sized striker-fired firearm. Find your Kimber at www.kimberamerica.com.
I saw this news story where burglars were asked how they broke into homes. And one thing every burglar did first was interesting. They knock on the door. Seriously, knock on the door. If no one answered, they broke in. Well, that's what's so great about those Blink XT2 cameras. They detect motion, so when someone gets near your cameras, you get an alert on your Blink smartphone app with a video clip. Even better, listen up, even better is the two-way talk feature that lets you talk to whoever is out there. From telling the delivery guy where to leave the package to saying hi to the kids at the door, with Blink cameras, it's like you're always home. They're wire-free, set up in minutes, and run on 2 lithium batteries that last up to 2 years. And Blink XT2 cameras start under $100. No contracts, no subscriptions, totally affordable. Thanks to Blink, home security just got easier. Visit blinkprotect.com/guntalk. blinkprotect.com/guntalk. Blink cameras are available on Amazon and Best Buy. Blink is an Amazon company, and it works with Alexa. By the way, don't forget to download Gun Dealio, put it on your smartphone app. I had the funniest thing. A guy I know was sharing this with a group of pilot friends. He says he's going into the local credit union this past week, and he's got the Gun Dealio smartphone app. And when we send a notification, and by the way, if you have Gun Dealio on your phone, you have to set it up to allow notifications, because that's how you get first dibs on the good deals. Some of them don't last real long. And the thing is, we don't go like bing or anything like that. Nah, we're not going to do that, right? So the notification sound that we have is it's a Remington 870 being shucked, a pump shotgun. So when your notification goes off on your phone, it goes chuck, chuck. So he goes into his credit union. He's up at the counter. I don't know if it's cash and check, what he's doing there. And all of a sudden, you hear chuck, chuck. Just as he's reaching into his pocket to get something out, he said, everybody in the place froze. And he says, that's my phone. And he pulls out his phone. On the one hand, I apologize to him, but on the other hand, I just think it's very cool and fun. So, you got to get the Gun Dealio app. Also, the other thing is, with Gun Dealio, you can listen to past shows or current shows of Gun Talk Radio, this podcast. So if you miss one, you can pick it up through that. We also have videos there, all kind of cool deals. We kind of scour the web to find out what's going on out there. Also, we're putting up new videos all the time on our YouTube, Roku, Amazon Fire channels. Basically, wherever you can see videos, we're probably there. Just look for Gun Talk, okay? Let's see. News story out of Africa. Botswana ends its ban on elephant hunting. Interesting. Elephant hunting will resume in Botswana after a 5-year prohibition, the government of that southern African nation said, despite intense lobbying by some conservation advocates to continue the ban. Well, they're not conservation advocates, they are preservationists. There's a difference. Conservation is, the correct definition is, the wise use of natural resources. And the folks who say, don't use anything, they're preservationists. They don't understand. They don't understand how it works. The Humane Society International, it's an animal, supposedly welfare group based in Washington, right? They warned that reinstating trophy hunting and starting elephant calls could hurt the country's economy. Why would that be? Oh, that would be because they would call for a boycott of Botswana. Now, here's the thing. There are, let's see, I had this somewhere. It's like, there's a lot of, there's 27,000 elephants in Botswana. 27,000 living outside wildlife management areas. They're talking about taking 700 a year out of 27,000. Here's the problem. I've been there. I know what happens. When you have more elephants than you know what to do with, they start trampling crops. They start going through fences. They knock down trees. And I've seen them. They go through and knock down trees. And people say, well, I actually heard somebody ask the professional hunter, said, well, why do the bulls push over trees like that? He said, because they can. And it looks like you went through an area with a D9 dozer and pushed down all the trees. They destroy their own habitat, okay? They destroy their own habitat. And after a while, they can actually threaten their own existence. And you have these difficult, trying to choose the right word, difficult interactions with people. And now the people are suffering because there are too many elephants there. And that's what's happened in Botswana. So you go in and you say, okay, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to manage them? We're a poor country. We don't have much money. Well, as was described to me, you go in and you say, all right, here's the deal. We got 700 crazy people from around the world who come in and shoot an elephant. And they'll pay you a lot of money, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to hunt elephants. Man, that money goes a long way in Botswana to hire rangers who can protect the elephants against poachers. Now, a lot of the people who are, and this is just a pure hunting story here, a lot of the people who are against the either culling or against hunting of elephants, they will combine poachers and hunters. They don't see much difference, because legal hunting they think is just as awful as poaching. Poaching, of course, being illegal. And, oh yeah, by the way, unregulated. So at 700 per year, you're still not going to cut into the population much. And frankly, here's the part no one wants to talk about, you're still going to have to cull elephants. It just is. They don't really have any natural predators there, and they will keep increasing until they damage the habitat, and then you have these horrendous drops, precipitous drops in population. So this is a good thing. Regulated hunting saves species. Let me say that again. Regulated sport hunting saves species. It doesn't impact their numbers, but what it does is it guarantees money and support for their continued existence. That has always been the case, and it is the case now. So this is good news out of Botswana. It's a good news wildlife story. It's an environmental story. It's a hunting story. And ultimately, what's good for hunting is good for gun rights. So it all circles back. Our number is 866-TALK-GUN. You can join us right now. We'll be right back.
A girl can't go wrong with something in basic black, like an AR-15.
Some things never go out of style, like Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
I changed my mind on my deer hunting rifle this year. I was going to go with a Ruger number 1. I love the number 1. Love the looks of it, love how it works, everything else. And yet, there are times when you need a follow-up shot, a quick follow-up shot, I think, in my head, in my mind. Or maybe I'm justifying it. Maybe I'm rationalizing it. That's okay. Because we all do that. So I decided I'm going to get an old-style, left-handed, bolt action, but I am going newer on caliber. I'm going to get a 6.5 Creedmoor. With a swing-away floor plate, not a detachable box magazine. Yeah, I know, it's old school. So we'll have more about that as we go along here. But I just decided, we'll go 6.5 Creedmoor, which, by the way, is not a real hot cartridge. A lot of people think, oh, yeah, that thing's really hot. No, it's not. You're talking 2,800 feet per second on a lot of the bullets, maybe 2,900 if you're lucky. It's not a real fast cartridge. It is just a good cartridge. It's good. It essentially duplicates what a hand loader could do with a 6.5 by 55 Swedish cartridge. The factory loads for the Swede it's loaded down because there's a lot of older guns made. But if you're a hand loader, you can crank it up and you can get it up to that 2,800 feet per second level. So there you go. Let's go to line 5 where Paul has joined us. He's got some things to share. Hey, Paul, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, good to be here. And I'm going to share something with you. You might use this sometime. It occurs to me that every anti-gun argument is composed of what I call FIBs. That is, F is fear, I is ignorance, B is bigotry, not bias, bigotry, and S is sanctimony. And when you get all those things together, they're all emotional things. The sanctimony, people are going to feel morally superior. They're going to love their position because it makes them feel good. the bigotry, the fact that they put you as a responsible gun owner in the same bucket that they put the worst guy that they can think of with a gun. That's the arguments we have to face, but that's what's going through their minds. They're all wrapped together, and they're fibs.
Fibs, fear, ignorance, bigotry, and sanctimony. I like it.
And you know how you counter it?
How's that?
Be cute. By cute, I mean courteous. Of course we want to be courteous. You're courteous on your show. Understanding, I don't mean by that sympathetic. I mean understand their real argument. What are they really saying? What are they really thinking? But also understand how they see you. Because you're not just talking as a person, a good old guy. You're talking to somebody who has a perception of you. And then you got to be tactical. And by that, I don't mean tact. That goes back to courtesy. Tactical is once you understand what's going in their mind, you have to formulate an actual plan that will attack their views and understand if their view is really, really emotional, and it will be. Doesn't matter with what logic argument you use, but you have to think of some way to get through that. The last thing is expert, and by that I don't mean slogans. I mean, you really have to know your stuff. And to me, the best way to get to know those is listen to experts. Some of the guys you have on your show, like Second Amendment Foundation. Also, go in and read legal briefs. You learn a lot. I just enjoy, and they're not that hard to do. Read the legal briefs in Heller. The Buckeye Firearms Association presented such a comprehensive and easy-to-read view of the racist origins of gun control. Have that stuff in your mind.
Well, you know what you're talking about. You're actually talking about just doing your research, being prepared, and all of that goes back to, and let me just repeat that. Cute is courteous, understanding, tactical, and expert. You're talking about being prepared and being qualified, being good at what you do. And part of that is understanding where they're coming from. A lot of people who are the gun control, gun ban folks really just want to either be safe or feel safe, the two not being the same, but more of them would prefer to feel safe than to be safe. And then, and you know what part of that is? I'm just going to throw this out, Paul. Part of the understanding is understanding that some of them you cannot get to. You just won't succeed there. But, and I'm going to throw this one out, if you are in a group of people, and it can be 3 people, as opposed, it could be 12 people, and you're having a conversation with an anti-gunner, remember, you may not be trying to convince him or her. You may be speaking to that person, but actually speaking through that person and have the audience starting to understand. And even if it's just another person at the bar, let's go on, well, yeah, that makes sense. But man, I'm going to echo again what you said about the legal briefs. Everybody, if you really want to enjoy something, download and get the Heller decision, the Supreme Court Heller decision, and look at those briefs and look at the decision, how well it was written, and you will start to understand a lot of these concepts that we're talking about and how important it is, and get that history of it. And you can talk about where the Second Amendment came from. You can talk about how it's been implemented and how it's been used against different, gun control is basically used against races to, quote unquote, keep them in line or keep them in control. So just there you go. All right. Hey, Paul, thank you so much. I appreciate that call. Very thoughtful. You put some time in on this. I appreciate that. All right. 866-TALK-GUN. We'll get you in when we come back. We have a giveaway to tell you about. Man, cool rifle being given away. We'll be right back.
Tactical professionals who put their lives on the line every day depend on Surefire. Since 1979, Surefire has designed, machined, and assembled the finest flashlights, weapon-mounted lights, hearing protection, and suppressors right here in the U.S. Surefire, offering a best-in-class warranty and customer service, and used by more military special operations, SWAT teams, and hard-use end users than any other brand. Surefire, American-built, American-strong. Visit Surefire.com. That's Surefire.com.
Why do hunters and shooters love the Ruger American Rifle? With right-handed and left-handed versions, all-weather, Magnum, Compact, Predator, Ranch, and Scope package options, there's a Ruger American for everyone. Lightweight with an adjustable trigger and minute of angle accuracy, Ruger American Rifles pack in the features. Is the Ruger American the best rifle on the market? See for yourself at your local retailer or at Ruger.com. That's Ruger.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
This is Jeff with Black Hills Ammunition. Our Honey Badger line now features a new 40 Smith & Wesson caliber loading. Gelatin testing shows that this round outperforms conventional hollow points, not only in terms of velocity, penetration, and weight retention, but it also provides superior temporary cavities. The profile and solid copper construction assure flawless feeding. This is the latest technology in handgun performance. Black Hills Ammunition, the power of performance.
It's always fun to talk with some of our friends in the firearms industry about cool products and things that they're doing, because there's a lot of innovation out there. A lot of people are thinking about ways to get product to you. Sometimes really cool, new, innovative stuff, and sometimes it's, hey, can we do like a thing where we can cut prices and get things to people and let them take advantage of that? And we actually have a little bit of both coming up right now. Our friend Stefany Reese from Springfield Armory joins us now. Hey, Stefany, how are you?
Hi, great. How are you? Thanks so much for having me.
You bet. All right, we got a giveaway we're going to talk about. So let's go ahead and do the giveaway first. Then I want to talk about the Defender Series, because that's just really cool what you guys are doing, okay?
Sure.
All right. So we're giving away a St. Victor 308. This is we got a chance to play with that thing out at the range at Boondocks recently. We were doing our guns and gear shoot. I just got to tell you, I love the Victor. I love what you guys have done. It's an AR-15. In this case, it's a 308 version. But you did cool stuff, and it feels different. It feels trim or slim, or I don't know. It just feels good in the hands.
Yes. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, it's actually it's pretty light. It's about 7.8 pounds, which for a 308 is fairly light. And really, when you have it on the rack next to our other ARs as well, you wouldn't really realize it's a 308 until you actually look at the mag well itself and kind of think, oh, hey, this is a pretty slim and trim AR. So
I found myself doing that. We had both of them out on the table when we were doing the TV shoot. And I'm looking at them going, well, which one's which? And then you're right. You just basically look at the mag well and you go, okay, that's a little bigger over there. But at first glance, that's about all you could tell. It's a trim little rifle, and yet you've got a 308. It's a sweet package.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, and it's in our St. Victor line, which is kind of our mid-tier AR. So we came out originally with our Saint, which is our entry-level AR. Then we, of course, came out with our Edge, which is kind of what we consider our no-holds-barred, all the features, all the stuff. And we kind of wanted to offer a mid-range or a mid-tier, so you don't really have to sacrifice features for a friendlier price tag. So that's what the Victor line is. So really happy that we're able to offer it now in 308.
Well, I remember when you guys brought out the Saint originally, people said, really? Seriously? Another AR-15? Does the world really need another AR-15? And they said, you guys are late to the party. What are you doing? You know, it's just like all of this negative. And then after like a year, people are going, hey, this is a really good rifle. Man, I love this thing. I'm thinking, yeah, where were you guys a year ago, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, and our whole viewpoint on the Saint line too is, of course, you know, if you get an AR, you can get all the features and you can mod it out however you'd like. I know there's lots of people in the industry that like to do that, but we did want to offer a rifle that was really ready to go out of the box. That's our kind of the tagline that we always say, and for all of our Saint stuff. So we wanted to offer features, a great price point that was really ready to go without the requirement to modify the trigger or to modify the sights or, you know, do whatever that you feel like you might need to do to a typical AR. Okay,
somebody wants to, and we're giving away the 308 St. Victor. You go to guntalk.com/win is one way to get there. This is Springfield Armory giveaway, and I mean, that's very cool. I encourage people to do that. But I've got to ask you, tell me about this Defenders series you guys have.
Yeah, so our Defender series, it's a limited time sales event. And so what we're going to be doing is we first started off by introducing the Defender series by offering our XD 4-inch service model. So that's going to be offered at the lowest price we've ever actually offered any of our XD models, at the price of $349. And it's a separate SKU, so you can go into your dealer and they should have it in a separate box, and they can purchase that there at that really amazing price. And you also receive a Defender Series certificate with an invitation to join the Defenders, which is an online community of enthusiasts who will receive exclusive offers and giveaways and discounts from Springfield. But what's really cool, and the reason why we're calling it a sales event, is that we're going to be continuously rotating different products through this sales event. So right now we have the XD 4-inch service model that's being offered. We also just added our 1911 mil-spec to the sales event. So right now you can actually get our mil-spec at $549, which is a crazy great deal as well.
And that's MSRP.
Yes, exactly, MSRP. So yeah, you might be able to find that actually on the shelves just a little bit less than that even. So
that's amazing. So, but this is limited time on each one of these, right?
Yes, limited time on these, and we're going to be rotating in and out on products. We don't really have an end date in mind for either at the moment. We're just going to kind of rotate product in and out as needed and as people request it. So if you guys have another product that you'd like to see, be sure to let us know at Springfield, and we'll definitely keep that in mind.
Okay, and I'm looking on your website. If you go under products and new products, it looks like that's going to be the best way to find out what the latest thing in the Defender series is.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and I just did that because I didn't. First time I was looking at the XD, I went, oh, I love XDs. I saw that one, and then I scroll back up and I found the 1911. And go, oh man, great deal on the mil-spec 1911. I'm going, oh, this is cool. So to get great guns at super duper prices, limited time sale deal. That's pretty impressive. I gotta tell you, I appreciate all the things you guys do. You're pretty innovative.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we try to keep everyone on their toes. So, we're excited about this offer. And if you guys go into your dealer and you don't see it there, ask your dealer and they can order it from us because, like I said, it is a separate SKU. So just want to be clear that you can't go in and if you just see a regular XD 4-inch service model, it might not be listed at that price, and in which case that's not one of the Defender Series models.
Okay.
So you can ask your dealer to order
Tell them, look, check out the Defender Series. It's on the website. You can now. Do dealers order? You're a dealer direct company.
We do not. We sell to distributors.
Okay, so they actually need to contact the dealer needs to contact its distributor.
Yes, sorry. Thank you for that. Yeah, that clarification there. Yes,
okay,
correct.
because the dealer can't contact you directly. So go to the distributor and look for that. It's a separate stocking unit, SKU, and they can order that. Stefany, thank you so much. You guys are always just knocking it out of the park.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
You bet. Check it out. So it's Springfield-Armory.com. You can look all that up. Also, don't forget to register or enter for a chance on the sweepstakes. The Saint Victor and 308. Go to guntalk.com/win. I've shot it. It's sweet. I mean, to get a 308 down that trim, I really like that. It's just pretty darn nice. I am not going to like that. Besides, getting good guns at lower prices. We're all in favor of that one. More guns, cheaper prices. 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. We'll be right back. All right, let's go straight to the phones. Line 3, Bill's with us out of Knoxville, Tennessee. He's a shooter. Hey, Bill, what did you just shoot in?
Hi, Tom. Great to talk with you. I was out at the range earlier this week for a couple of NRA high-power matches, one being a mentor match that I was telling Michelle. We got to shoot with the Army Marksmanship Unit.
Well, and her son, of course, is on the Army Marksmanship Unit.
And her son was coaching me on Thursday, which is why I called.
Really?
Yes, that was. I sought him out. Of course, I knew the backstory, and he wound up being my coach on Thursday. We'll see if that makes an improvement in my scores long term, but it was a great, good time.
All right, so we've got Sergeant Ben Cleland is coaching out there. The question is what was your impression of the level of coaching or expertise you were getting from the Army Marksmanship Unit?
I'm a relatively new high-power shooter just for the last 2 years, and I just switched over to an AR platform this year. So they are well and beyond my skill set and so far above me that it's not fair to compare. But it was great, good advice, and they're explaining technically what you're doing and how it affects you, and it's just great to go see somebody who's excellent at what they do, and then to get information and education from them and coaching. I just had a great, good time. And I got to see Ben do something that not a lot of people get to see.
What's that?
I saw him shoot a 9.
Oh. As opposed to a 10 or an X, huh?
Yeah. I felt kind of silly at one point. I said, "Do you want me to call your shots for you?" while he was shooting. And then after he started, he said, "No, I'll be okay." And then after he started shooting, I realized they just put the marker in the X ring, and he just blows it away. You don't have to call his shots; they go down the middle. So, but it was a good time. I got some good tips, and I had a great time doing it. So. Well,
that's pretty cool when you can have a good time and you learn something and you meet some interesting and honestly, I got to just say this, very impressive people. Everybody I've met who's been in AMU is impressive. Just simply are.
You bet. And folks who haven't met them or dealt with them probably don't understand the scope of it. But rest assured, you're correct. They are top-notch folks.
I just thought of an analogy that people might understand. Think Blue Angels. That's what AMU is to shooting, right?
And I have about 110 hours and a couple of Cessnas and Pipers, so I really do enjoy your show. It hits me on a number of levels, but exactly. And you think the Blue Angels could coach you up on your flying skills? Sure.
Just a bit.
The AMU on
just
your shooting skills? But,
that is terrific, Bill. That's like one of the best range reports I've heard in a long time. So you're going to be continuing in your shooting, I take it, at this point, 2 years in.
Yeah, and I'm trying to work my way up out of marksman into sharpshooter. I got a couple more matches and some more rounds to put down range, but my scores have been improving, and I hope with some of the coaching I got this past week to move them up and move up the NRA ladder, and we'll see where it lands.
Well, congratulations, and well done, and smart of you to take advantage of the opportunity to train with some of these super people. Thank you so much for sharing that story.
You're most welcome. Thanks, Tom. Bye-bye.
All right, take care, Bill. That's pretty darn cool. Yeah, Michelle. By the way, Michelle Cleland will be on the after show today. We're actually going to be sharing a story during the after show of one of the team here encountering a situation where it could have gone south on a personal safety level, and what happened on that. We share those as well. Hey, we're real people. We carry guns. Things happen out there just like they do to anybody else. By the way, if you have a story to tell, a self-defense situation that could have gone south but didn't, I'd love to hear what happened and how you got out of it. If you have a range report you'd love to share with us, certainly we like to hear those. New gun, new ammo, old gun, old ammo, just anything that happened at the range. We're all about sharing our stories. 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.